How you getting? Amanda, how you doing as well? How you doing?
Hello, sorry I'm a little
No,
bit
you're fine,
late.
you're fine, you're fine. I see you absolutely smashing it at the moment. We're going to come to you in a sec.
Trying to,
You're doing really
trying.
well. Yeah, no, you're doing really well. You're doing really well. So, right, guys, let's have a great session today. We've got in for another 26 minutes or so from now. So we'll dive in. We're going to go through some check-ins, see where we're at right now, how we're doing and everything else, what we've been taking off, any questions we've got from the week that's just gone, where we're at right now, any questions you want to answer me. We'll have a big deep dive and make sure that we're in a good place kicking off from this call. So, John, I know you mentioned in WhatsApp there was a few things, a little win or so, which we'll dive into. I want to go over, but I just want to look at your data first and foremost. So if you look really here at the last 7 days, I know what you had is you had a really good drop that you went down to the sort of 99.9. Well done. First time there. Really is. Well done. And obviously, you've been climbing a little bit since then had another drop from there. But if you look at the last 7 days, we moved from 101.2 to where we are 100.7. So it's 0.5 kilo off the last time we spoke, which is really good over the last 7 days. We'll see that again if everything's ticked off from here once again this week. We'll see probably down to the 99.7, 99.6, which is new territory, which is amazing, mate. So first and foremost, tell me when you hit that 99.9, how did it make you feel?
I felt amazing. I've had on my mission list, if you like, to be double digits in kilos and to push quarter of a ton on my legs. And I'm at 230, but the way the world has been for the last few days and weeks, it's just meant I've not been able to train half as much as I would like to have done, which is a real shame.
Good. Well, look, what you're learning as well is that body weight's slowly coming down and that strength's coming up. And what's happening is that your relative strength is increasing. As that relative strength increases, your composition is going to reflect that. That's ultimately where you're going to carry that tight, toned body and everything else, and that power to weight is going to show in your physique, which is great.
Yeah.
Okay? If you want to come and play with me as well, we do half a ton on the leg press together. If you want to do that, okay, I'm sure you've seen that video as well. Yeah.
I thought I'd do well at quarter, but he's setting a challenge.
Quarter ton is impressive. I've been doing this for a long time now, and I'm a bit of a nutter in the head, as you know. So anyway, but this fantastic week, 0.5 down. I want to go in for the kill now. Okay, and really sort of get back down. Benchmark, I want to be over the next sort of month, 2 months. I want to challenge you. I want to get back down to that 95. That's where I want to be. But also, just from a visual standpoint as well, mate, in your face, generally, you're getting leaner and leaner in your face all the time. I don't know if you're noticing that. Big thing that I'm seeing right now, hopping on weekly call, I'm constantly seeing change there as well. So good stuff.
Fantastic. Thank you.
You'll see it in your clothing as well, I'd imagine, pretty much at the moment, seeing it all the time there. Yeah, thought so. Good. Let's dive a little bit deeper whilst I've got you here, because ultimately you mentioned here a big win for you was understanding about the control side of things. Talk me a little bit more about that and the surroundings, your environment, how you're controlling that. Talk to me about that.
So I've been on the road. Usually I work from home. If I'm on the road, it then means that I'm probably going to be succumbed to some kind of conference food. And I try and avoid it because I don't want to look too deeply into it, because a lot of it's carb ridden, sugar ridden, it's full of fat, and I don't want to necessarily get too embroiled in what isn't obvious. Does that make sense? So, for example, if they've got chicken legs, I'll pick one of those, but I won't have the chips and everything else that goes with it. But trying to cobble a dinner together at a conference is quite difficult when they're feeding for the masses. So I've really struggled. And one thing that I did completely by chance was I said to James, I had 6 hours of interviews back to back, just solid, and I couldn't even stop and go for a wee, let alone have time to plan, time to think, time to eat. And that's when I dropped to 99 kilos, probably because of the stress and all the rest of it, but also because I didn't eat that day, and I found out that I'd unintentionally done some intermittent fasting, which was kind of good for me, but I didn't want to go too deep into it because of the work that we've done, that me and James are doing, and the balance and the macros and everything else. So I thought, well, worst case, if I can put together a decent dinner, then the fact that I've had nothing throughout the day, I know it's going to screw my macros up and I'm not going to hit my marks, but I'd rather do that than just have a blowout,
100%. And you made the right decision. That was good. What you're learning about here is what we like to call calorie partitioning. Okay. So what you've seen here over the last 7 days, this is why I always do this over 7 days, guys, so I can have consistent data. Okay. So when you look at weight readings every single day, they fluctuate like we're seeing here. Okay. But over the last 7 days, you see you had that huge expenditure doing those conferences and everything else. Your NEAT was through the roof. You're under stress, you're pushing, you're going to fall into that energy deficit. And then you saw that you were probably on boxes the day after, but you were falling back to where we were in the boxes, which was just a little bit higher, which you went up, but then ultimately it returned back. And then look at the last 7 days, it was 0.5 net down. So that was perfect. That was fine. Okay. So it's how you look at calorie partitioning is not only the 24 hours, it's the 7 days, it's the month, it's the 2 months, 2 months, so on and onwards that gets you in the deficit. And that's in the right place right now. 0.5 is good for you right now. Solid. That's very, very good. But it's also you're conditioning yourself and you're getting smarter and making smarter choices. Okay. Which is very, very good. And that's the big thing is what our whole aim and mission with you guys is to get to a position where we get you the results, we maintain the results, and then we release you. That's the game. And that's how we're going to ultimately create a lifestyle change. And if we create that lifestyle change, you're going to have durability and sustainability for the rest of your lives. That's the mission. Okay. So if you look at me here, guys, like me as an example, if I go and have, like, for instance, I don't know, I go out, have a meal out or whatever, the next day I'm back on it. It's conditioned. It's a lifestyle for me. I'm back in. So does that basically means that we want to get to a level where you can go out and enjoy yourselves. You go and have a good time in life, but then you're able to recontrol the frame of what you're doing and your behavior patterns after. That's the art, where so many people don't know how to do that. And that comes from a lifestyle change. Okay. So because what we want to do here, we don't want you to ultimately live like a monk for the rest of your life, do we? We want you to ultimately enjoy your lives and ultimately enjoy your food. Do you know what I mean? That's the whole purpose of this. So it's good that you're coming and having these revelations yourself, okay? Which is the key thing, because it's all good. And this is the power of influence. It's all good me telling you this, but that doesn't influence you. What influences is you understanding this for yourself and creating inner certainty. And that's where your development's coming right now. And we see in you and your development time and time again, John, full credit to you. You're the guy who steps in.
I thought about it and I thought I was stood in front of a buffet and I thought, I don't really want any of that. Not because I didn't like it, because I knew it wasn't going to do me any favors. So hence, you know, as I say, I just 6 hours solid, I couldn't do anything.
And what I will say is that in your heightened level of stress, that's the easiest time to cave. That's the easiest time where I'm like, I need a short release of energy now, the buffet, whatever. And that's having that mental discipline. Ultimately, that situation where you're like, okay, you're very calculated in that situation. Okay. But once again, if you get into those environments situation, just call James, call me. Just say, hey, by the way, I'm in this dynamic. What do you advise? What should I do? I'm at a buffet. I need to eat. What should I take? What should I have? And we can make that decision with you and help you out. So just keep using it. Okay.
Brilliant.
I mean, that's the point.
The other thing as well that I've found in the last couple of days is because I've been all over the place, my sleep has gone. And I remember you saying last week about sleep affects diet, affects choices and blah, blah, blah.
Everything.
Well, my sleep, Sunday into Monday, I think I woke up about 11 times in the night. And as a result of that, Monday, I was a complete wet lettuce. Tuesday, I wasn't much better. Today was the first day I'm back in the gym. So it's just, again, just repeating that message.
It's good that you're seeing the rippling effect from this and what it actually does. So people don't actually look that deep into this. Okay. And it's such a big thing. And that's the key thing I want you guys to learn about this is circadian rhythm. Okay. It's our body, it's our sleep clock. Okay. The more habitual you can be in those anti-stress bedtime routines and morning routines, it's going to set you up for success, where it's just like your body knows when it needs to wind down, when it needs to be in bed, getting that consistent sleep scores, your deep sleep and your REM. It's going to set you up for success moving forward. When you change the pattern too much, the body can't clock. And then you need to get into that rhythm moving forward. And you can see the knock-on effect it has. More so with that deprived sleep, that affects essentially your hormones in the morning, elevated cortisol, and it's going to affect your recovery. Okay, which affects ultimately your ability to have that progressive overload in the gym that you've been doing so well with. So it's also understanding it, but having the discipline on the back end of your days moving forward as well. Okay, I'm guilty of it. You guys know I run 9 different companies and lots of staff. I can get guilty into just stretching and pushing. And ultimately, it'll be the detriment for me as well. So it's even me. I need to take accountability for my stuff and making sure I'm clocked in, being disciplined. Okay. There's such a big effect, but you're learning that, which is great, and you're recognizing and becoming more self-aware, which is great. Very good.
The other final thing from me, I had a mini you in my head the other day when I was stick to your time. So in my head, I was like, right, I'm going to be done in the gym by 10 o'clock. I'm not going to be done by 15:15 or 20 past. 10
Yeah.
o'clock's my cutoff.
Yeah.
And I found that I still managed my workout, and admittedly, because I've had some physical stuff to do, I've not been pushing it as much as I have been, but I was still shifting a decent amount of weight. I was still getting the workout through. I was still doing what I wanted to achieve. And because I was more focused on getting it done rather than just allowing it to take its course, it meant that I left bang on 10 o'clock and I was ready and I was fit and I was happy and I was good to go for the day.
Good. So you've been doing what I've been saying about the diary management, the calendar management. Yeah. How are you feeling about that? Yeah. Doesn't life feel easier? Doesn't feel
Massively so.
mental stillness, mental clarity and efficiency. And you become relentless. You become a beast. You become an animal. You become so much better in your line of work. And ultimately, people respect you more as well. And they then respect your time more as well. They know that, okay, I've got John Williams here now for 15 minutes. I'm going to take every bit of my time now. Okay. Because I know he's going out that door at 50. That's the up. Okay. Because you're controlling the frame here. That's the problem. As soon as we wake up, usually, guys, we roll onto our phone, don't we? Check social media. And already we're being dragged along by the leash, aren't we? We're not controlling the frame. We're not dictating the play there. Okay. So it's really, really important is that controlling the frame. And ultimately how you heighten your performance, ultimately what you get out of the day will be heightened. It's really important. Good. Very good, John.
Bro, thank you.
What am I? What up?
Thanks.
Amanda, let's have a chat with you here. I'm looking at your last 7 days here. I can see here you've moved from 71 kilograms into where we are now, 69.8, 1.2 off the scale. You've had a blinder all week. How you doing? Well, yeah, I just. It's a clap.
No, well, actually, it's not. It's actually a terrible week. It's that time of the month. Obviously, not you, gentlemen. You're lucky. You don't have to do that rubbish.
We have other problems.
Understanding, obviously, with me and Amy, we're kind of getting a pattern of when we know my weight's going to go up, and then obviously when it's going to go down. So we're hopefully by the end of this week, fingers crossed, we'll have shifted a bit more. But taking control and accountability of actually what I'm burning, putting in my mouth. That's the main thing for me.
Yes. That's first of all, it's totally understand. Like we were saying earlier, the sleep and how it relates to hormones and everything else, and what you're saying there, it has such a big effect. And that's where
well, I don't have a luxury life, or obviously I don't have 9 businesses, or I don't run a business of myself. But obviously I do have 5 children, grandchild after. So it is very hectic, and trying to plan everything sometimes gets a bit hectic. But as you said, if your time management is spot on, then everything goes smoothly. It's just when everyone chucks everything at me out the blue, if that makes any sense, like things crop up, emergencies and stuff like that, they're the ones I can't avoid, unfortunately, when you're helping family members and stuff like that. But I make sure I squeeze all my workouts and my walking and my sleeping. That's the main thing.
I love that. I love the mental discipline you've still got despite that. And that, to me, that does sound like you got 5 businesses, if you don't mind me saying. Okay, they've all got the balance sheets. Okay, I can assure you. Okay, so I respect that. I do, and I also respect that sometimes things come your way and it's out of your control, and you're like, oh, now I've got to pivot again. My big request for you is when you do that, you text Amy, you call Amy and say, by the way, this has come up. This is what's happened. And then we can go, okay, here's plan B, off we go. So we have that proactive and reactive system moving forward, because you need that. You need that level of support. So please do me a favor, make sure you keep using Amy that way. She'll be there straight away, as you know. Okay. Because things are sent to test us, especially in your dynamic. We need to be there on hand to create that next box change or program or plan B. And
I have spoken to Amy anyway, because where I had to move my exercises a bit because obviously emergencies came up. So I done 2 in one day, and I actually loved it. Like the pain, that's really sounds really stupid, but the pain from the workout was absolutely rocking, and I was like, yeah, I could do some more of that. So I said to Amy, in my exercise, could you just add a couple more for me, just so I can feel the burn.
I love it. I love the grind. I love it. Fantastic. Just got to make sure, just like you said, though, we just got to make sure you're recovering well. That's the key thing.
Yes. No, I don't want to overdo it. That's why I spoke to Amy about it, because the only reason why I doubled up on a couple of the days was just because we're doing like four days a week with the workouts. So and these particular days that obviously I had to shuffle around, I couldn't get away
Yeah,
around
fine.
it. So I had to
That's
do
fine.
2 on one day, and then
Yeah.
obviously I spreaded the others across. But I managed to do it over the weekend, so I
Good.
came back out okay. So
Once again, this is a really good lesson here. Well done. Okay, John, back to what we were saying about calorie partitioning. It's similar with Amanda here, energy expenditure partitioning. So we're still getting essentially that load across the week, finding time. The only caveat I'd say, John, when I was studying Amanda in her situation, is that we don't want to overreach too much and too much
yeah,
in one hit, which is going to damage ultimately your recovery. Remember what I said, guys, you've got 2 nervous systems in your nervous system. You've got parasympathetic and sympathetic. Okay, you going to work and training and all these things is a sympathetic stress on your nervous system. Okay, right? And parasympathetic is when you're resting and digesting, we're resting heart rate and everything else. Okay, now one can't live without the other in this dynamic because we need the stress through training and everything else to create the resistance, to create the growth, but we need to be in this zone here to see the benefit, metabolize. Okay, so it's getting
right.
if we spend too much time here, what happens? You burn out. Use me as an example. When I was that full-time athlete with Team GB, and when I ended up in hospital, out for 2 years, I spent too much time there. I was training 4 times a day, not getting the recovery. I was done. So it's our job to make sure that doesn't happen to you, okay, which is really key because those 5 businesses, those 5 children, okay, that's the stress on your nervous system. They are, as well as your life, partner, everything going on. We need to factor this all in. Very, very important. Okay.
Yeah. I'm lucky I don't have a partner to worry about
Oh,
or
you
any
don't?
misses.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I just me and my kids. So I'm lucky in that aspect. I don't have any. But then I have the stress of outside family relying on myself,
Yes.
like my
Yes.
nan
Yes.
and mother and father and stuff like that. So I
You gotcha. You gotcha.
suppose it's kind of in with that sort of stuff.
It is,
So
it
yeah.
is, it is massively, as well as career and everything else. But you're doing very, very well. I'm very proud of you. Your data's doing extremely well. I want to see a little bit more bump off this week because I think we've got a little bit more to go this
I
week.
would want to see a bit more bump off this week, to be quite honest, because I keep kicking myself because I
You
should
shouldn't
be
be.
clear like 65, 60
Yeah,
to me anyway. I shouldn't.
yeah,
Amy said, no, that's unrealistic. But,
yeah.
in my head, as long as I'm aiming for that, then I'm thinking,
What,
then the schools might go with
yeah.
it.
What I want you to understand is that if you're clocking around right now, about around sort of 0.4, 0.5 kilogram off every 7 days, like we're doing right now together, you're doing extremely well. I mean, extremely well. Right now, you're already at 1.2. So you're well ahead of the KPI right now. If anything, we want to slow it down a bit. So you're doing just fine. I can assure you 100%. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Good stuff. Fantastic. This is the key thing is we don't want to drop the weight off too quickly off you. If we're
No,
losing
I
weight
don't
too
know.
quickly,
No,
you're
yeah,
gonna catabolize, you're gonna take tissue away
yeah,
from muscle tissues. We want to keep that nice and tight for you. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
No,
Are you
no,
doing
no.
well?
I don't want extra loose skin. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Gotcha. Gotcha. You're doing well. I'm really proud of you. Very good stuff.
Thank you so much.
Good. Renata, can you hear me? Are you there? She's here. There she is. She's on
Yes,
mute.
I'm here. I'm here.
How are you doing?
Just finishing
Okay.
up.
Good.
I'm
Good.
good, thank you.
You are absolutely crushing it as always.
I know.
It's been.
I would never say that about myself, but actually very proud.
I'm proud of you as well. Sub 80 now. 79.3 from 90
I
kilograms.
know it's
You are flying.
below 80. I was crying when I saw it on the scale.
Yeah, John's clapping. I'm clapping with you. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. This lights me up. And the big thing here, like I keep saying to you, I said this last week, I said the week before, it's your mindset. This is the reason why. Your mindset, this woman here on the 9th of April is a different woman to who you are right now here.
Oh,
How you look at life, how you interpret life, how you show up, your standards, your behavior. That's the most impressive thing. This graph is just a sub-benefit of ultimately your character development more than anything. Okay? That's the key thing to understand. Yeah, you're looking better. Yes, you look at your body's changing. Yes, everything's moving that way. Progress. The graph looks great. But more than important, the thing that I'm impressed with is this and how this is changing. Okay, because that's the thing that's going to unlock your career potential. Your family potential. The best possible version you give to your children. Ultimately, keeping this result in years and years to come. That's the art. That's the big added value. And that's where you're going right now. And like I keep saying to you, when you're in this position, you've got to go in for the kill. Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Stay on top of this. Like Amanda's nodding head, John's nodding head. They understand this. They've been there. They've seen that. And that's what you've got to do as well. That's the challenge. Now, I also want to give you a caveat here as well. If things slow down, which they will, and it levels off and it's a little bit slower, that's fine as well. Okay. Because we want it to be a little bit more gradual from here. So we're just trickling it off. Okay. Even if there's little bumps along the way, it's not going to be linear. It won't. It just won't. And that's fine also. So I'm just preparing you that these little things are going to be sent to test you and your mindset in months and years to come. And don't waver at it. Don't freak out. This is
No,
normal.
I said to Amy on Tuesday on the meeting that it's below 80. I don't care how slow it's gonna go from here.
Yeah.
If it goes down, but I just wanted to so bad to be under 80. I didn't want to see the 8 on the scale anymore.
You did it. You did it. You hit that milestone. You thought ultimately once upon a time in the 9th of April, you didn't think that was possible. And now you've seen it's possible. So what my biggest message in this, guys, is if it's in your career, your business, your personal development journey, whatever it is, 95% of this general public that you live in is littered with intrusive thoughts and limiting beliefs. And my biggest message to you is change you to make you leaders in your communities, in your lives, where ultimately you break past these comfort zones and create new standards of success. And that's what you're doing. You've now touched this new milestone. You've touched it now. You felt it. You've got there. You felt that new life.
Yeah.
That's a new standard now.
And other people noticing as well. I've got compliments at work saying like, you're different. You look so confident lately, or they keep bringing chocolates or muffins, and it's like, you don't have it. I'm like, no, I'm on diet. I don't need it. I'm not even craving any sugar or anything. I just don't want it. It's not. Yeah, I don't. I'm so happy what I have, what I eat. I have always my food. I don't have to go sideways, and it's amazing. I never thought I'll be able to do this for this long. I'm very proud of myself.
There's a lesson in that. That's very good. I'm proud of you as well. There's a lesson is what I'm saying is you never thought you were able to do it before, but then you did. And now you've reached that whole level one. So this is what I'm saying to you now. This is really key. We're going to go over this again. I know you guys have seen me do this a few times now, but this is the whole self-development arc that we've got to keep understanding and comprehending it. Let me share my screen here. 2 seconds. Here we go. Yep. Right. Check this out again. So you guys have seen this time and time again now. Okay. So Renata, that's where you've got to. You've hit that growth zone. You've hit that ultimately that dream. You made that dream become your reality. You wrote the 80. You're now here. Now, what inevitably happens is that we get complacent. Okay, this is where people achieve a goal and they go backwards and they fall to their comfort zone, and that's fine. Now you're starting level 2, and then you go through that fear zone. You go and actually now deal with the new challenges and problems. You gain the new tools and experiences. You expand the comfort zone, which you have done now. You've normalized success, and now you're going to go back here. And that's what self-development. It never stops. That's the great thing about it. Okay, you've reached a certain point. You're constantly maturing. You're constantly growing in life. And this is my biggest thing for me, guys, is that where I've done it in life, business, my own development, managing all these people that you see here, it's from exposure. Okay, if you've got the right growth mindset, you're obsessive about growing, you'll force yourself to learn and grow by being exposed into a new environment. And
absolutely.
Until it becomes your strength. Okay, you guys look at me. Once upon a time, guys, I wasn't the guy I am today from a hospital bed. But I realized for me to become that person, I needed to start thinking and operating like the person I am today before I became that person. And it's a game, and you gamify this. Okay, so this is what you're going to do, and this is how you can pull ahead of your peers. Your competition run after here is ultimately people looking up to you, thinking, "How the hell has she done it?" That's where you want to kick on now. Get your head down, move on to the next marker, and now really solidify this as DNA. Yeah. Good.
I love to go for it. I go to the gym now. I had 3 spinning classes already this week, and I just love the vibe. I love to go there. It pumps me up so much. It's amazing. I'm never gonna stop.
What you're discovering is a little bit of an athlete in there, a little bit of competition. You're going into those spin classes and realizing, okay, this is my number to beat now, and it's exciting progression and seeing progression, seeing development, because ultimately we don't want to waste our time, do we? We want to ultimately see the bang for the buck, right? So it's that competitor in you, and I challenge that to keep that in place forever. Use that. That's a great thing that you have there. Fantastic. Good. Right. The 3 of you, I'm very proud of you. You're all elite. You're doing extremely well. Very, very proud of you guys, honestly. All of you succeeding so well. I just want to keep challenging you. Like I keep saying here, keep being the leaders in your group chats. John, in James's group, Amanda, Renata, both of you are killing it in Amy's group. Keep being those leaders. Keep setting the way and showing people that bullshit excuses don't lie here. You were ticking the boxes, we're getting it done. And honestly, girls and guys, people are looking up to you right now. I'm telling you, my staff, people are seeing your names pop up all the time. You're being leaders here. Honestly, and that should be empowering for you guys to know here that you're not just doing this for yourself right now. You're making other clients' lives feel more attainable because you guys are leaders. Okay?
Good.
Love that.
I like that.
Love that. And massive respect to you guys for that. Okay.
Thank you.
Rock on. I love our sessions. Hopefully you find it useful. Right. We'll see you later, guys. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank you. Take
Catch you.
care.
Bye-bye.